I'm always really curious whenever you start to hear the rumblings of a super large blockbuster that has been just hated upon. You start to hear the rumours that things are going wrong, it's not quite good, the initial reviews come out and it just is, well, panned by everybody. And there's a certain morbid curiosity I have about these kind of movies. You know, I'm always interested to see why did they fail? Why were they such a letdown? And I go into these with a somewhat open mind, going, is it as bad as people make out? Because I have a kind of rather funny taste with these kind of movies. You know, take for instance The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I really like that film. I think it's pretty enjoyable. But man, that was one that just failed and was panned. Dolittle is the latest big movie starring Robert Downey Jr. and it feels as if he's been ripe for a fall for a while. You always get these kind of people in Hollywood who've had great success and people are just waiting for something that's not quite right to knock them down a peg or two. Dolittle is the familiar tale of Dr. Dolittle who can talk to the animals, but thankfully it doesn't waste too much time in getting into his ability to do that. He just can. You get an animated start of the movie as it shows how he had his wife died. He had this sanctuary for animals. He kind of locked himself away from humanity because of his grieving period. He gets a couple of people arriving on his door one day. One is a young girl who needs the help of Dolittle to save the Queen, but he doesn't really deal with humans. And we get this young boy who has accidentally shot a squirrel who wants Dr. Dolittle to save it because he's feeling really remorseful about doing that. And that is the beginning of this adventure. Dolittle is kind of pushed into coming out of his shell, out of his grieving period by helping the Queen, because if he doesn't, he's going to lose this sanctuary and he has to go on a cross the globe adventure to find this flower that has the antidote to a poison or something that the Queen has taken. It's contrived. It's just there to get Dolittle up on his adventure and see his wacky antics with his group of friends, all various different kinds of animals who he cavorts with around about the globe. And we see people from his past as he goes through this journey, and we see people that he has a certain animosity against, or people who have animosity against him. And you can kind of see why people latched onto this as a failure, because it's not great, but it's definitely not bad. It's a 90-minute runtime, so thankfully it's really quite short. It's really kind of pretty in the way it looks. The CG is good in some sequences, not so great in other sequences, but the characters are still kind of fun. And seeing Dolittle both has some fun, endearing points. It's a family movie, and most definitely you could take the family to see it. I took mine to see it, and the kids loved it. Myself, I was mildly amused, but I could have tuned in and out of this movie haphazardly. It wasn't something that I was super interested in. Robert Downey Jr. tries to give this wacky performance, and the main grating point for me was the accent, which I was told was an attempt at a Welsh accent, but felt like a really bad imitation of a Scottish accent, one that just made me go, wow, that's a bold choice, Robert. I don't think it quite works. The tale is kind of familiar, and you will see the beats coming and you will know what the ultimate conclusion is going to be. The bad guys are who the bad guys are. There's no surprise there. The way the movie is going to ramp up is the way it's going to ramp up. It doesn't offer anything in the form of surprises. It has some lowbrow kiddie humour. It has some moments that's going to make the adults roll their eyes as in, wow, this is so trite. But, and I must say there is a but, my family really enjoyed it. It is a family movie. It feels as if it's aimed towards more of that generation, and they did enjoy it. For me, I could take it or leave it. It was nothing special. It was nowhere near as bad as it was made out to be. Probably middle of the road, 2.5 out of 5. Nothing spectacular. Nothing I would go out my way to watch again, but nothing I would go out my way to avoid. If it was on TV and the family was enjoying it, I'd probably sit down and watch a few minutes before taking out my phone and getting lost in that. Did you see Dolittle? I'd love to know your opinion. Let me know in the comment box below, and I will see you next time on Man v Film.